warmly welcome you all for today's open day for the Diploma in Strategic Brand Management by the Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing. We believe everyone who has participated here today is doing well and staying safe despite the trying times the world is going through. The Sri Lanka Institute of Marketing is the apex body for Sri Lankan marketers, which was founded in 1970 and subsequently incorporated by an Act of Parliament in 1980, recognizing it as a national body for marketing and a not-for-profit organization. We are mandated to uplift the marketing profession in Sri Lanka, thus providing marketing studies and conducting many national level events and projects. SLIM is governed by a council of management and an executive committee headed by the president and composed of professionals from numerous industries in an honorary capacity. We take pride in organizing national level events consecutively on an annual basis, which are popular among Sri Lankan corporates and public alike. The Diploma in Strategic Brand Management, also known as DSBM, is suitable for marketing, brand, career-minded candidates seeking to acquire specific competencies to differentiate themselves from the rest. This program would appeal to those already in marketing or brand development intending to enhance their skills in brand management. The Diploma in Strategic Brand Management is a unique program to study which offers prospective students and practitioners of branding an opportunity to learn and apply the sound conceptual learning to their business situations. It is a 12-month part-time program which will give students the brand marketing competencies from multiple dimensions. With that being said, let's kick off today's open day. To that, I would like to invite Mrs. Mihirini Fonseca, the Deputy General Manager of Business Development of SLIM Business School, to address this virtual gathering.
Thank you, Lochana. Hope you all can hear me.
Yes, Mihirini.
Yes, okay. Good afternoon, all. So it's our absolute pleasure to join on this digital platform for the the Diploma in Strategic Brand Management 2021 Intake 2, and would firmly believe that this is another important milestone of all of you all in your education career, right? And therefore, without taking much of time, let me welcome today's guest speaker, Mr. Akhil Rizni, a brand manager, nutrition, Nestle Lanka, and also our lecturer, Mr. Chatura Ganikuda, and also Mr. Pawan Hettiarachige from SLIM, the Manager Business School, and all of you. So before I move on, I would like to take a few minutes and introduce a brief introduction about SLIM, what SLIM is and what we offer and the affiliations we have, and other than the education, what we offer. So let me take you through a very short presentation, as it's for some of you, it might be the first day. So let's see what we offer in SLIM and what we have, what are the other events, what are the other programs we have in SLIM. So you can go to the next slide. And SLIM incorporated by an Parliament Act in 1970. And I'm glad and proud to inform you, SLIM celebrated its 50th anniversary last year, and it's a matured and a fully fledged organization which have served and catered to requirements of Sri Lankan marketers. Yes, next one. And not only education, you can see we have different areas like events, membership, training programs. So if we take marketing as a discipline, it has different dimensions. You can see such as educating people, inculcating the right knowledge them, training the people, connecting the people, which is very important in marketing. So when it comes to membership, so when you finish your qualifications, you will be able to get your experience, the qualification, and get the membership of SLIM, right? And also it's a very good networking opportunity. And also we have different events where I will discuss in the future slides what events we offer. And Restart Sri Lanka, that is last year we started with the Prime Minister's office when we completed our 50th anniversary, and also training programs. Not only the in-house workshops, but we bring in prominent speakers to Sri Lanka. Right now, example, a few years back, we brought down Professor Philip Kotler and #1 service guru Ron Kaufman. And also now in November, we have one of the biggest marketing summit. We are part of it with Philip Kotler and with 130 speakers all around the country. So you all will be able to participate with a very nominal fee for this program. So these are actually few things that we do other than the education arm. Proceed to the next slide. And you can see other than now today you all have got registered for the Diploma in Strategic Brand Management. Other than that, we have 16 other programs that we offer at SLIM. One is the professional certificate in marketing, and we have because we feel that communication shouldn't be a barrier for marketing. So we have marketing in Tamil, marketing in Sinhala. Then we have the digital products, certificate in digital marketing, and also again the program that you all got registered, Diploma in Strategic Brand Management. Then we have our main product, postgraduate diploma in marketing, and we have the national diploma in sales management for the salespeople. Then for the service sector, we have the services in certificate marketing. Then we have for pharmaceutical sector, pharma marketing. Then we have diploma in digital marketing, entrepreneurial marketing, and also we are a study center for CIM, Chartered Instrument Marketing. And also we are proud to say a few months back we affiliated with Glendale Wrexham University for the MBA. So when you complete SLIM or CIM, you will be able to do the top-up MBA within 6 months with Glendale Wrexham University. And also we have certified professional marketer, which is a status qualification. And also we recently introduced the data-driven marketing, which is the need of the hour. So that's another product that we have offered. So this is actually our product portfolio. So you can see how many products that we offer in SLIM as the education now. Next slide, Russell. And the associations we have, as I mentioned earlier, also we have with the affiliation with the Prime Minister's office, we started Restart campaign last year. So that's one affiliation. And also we are a study center for CIM. Also we are actually a member of the Asia Marketing Federation. And we are proud to say last year, one of our past presidents, Mr. Rohan Somavansa, was the president of Asia Marketing Federation. And also we have partnered with Digital Marketing Institute, which is called DMI. So when you complete your digital marketing programs, you will be able to get the membership of Digital Marketing Institute also. And member of Employee Federation and OPA and FCCISL, the National Chamber of Commerce. As I mentioned, we offer the MBA with Glendale Wrexham University. So you can see the associations we have. So with SLIM for the programs, the events, and different other for the affiliations. Next slide, Siri. And these are actually the events that we offer. The SLIM Brand Excellence, that is for the to recognize the brands. Then we have People's Awards. Again with research, we recognize different people, brands, different TV personalities, then different TV programs. So that's another important event that we conduct. Then we have Restart Sri Lanka. Then we recognize different. Actually, we measure the effectiveness of advertising, and then we have FEs. Then we have Slim Digital Digis, again National Sales Congress for the salespeople. Next slide, So you can see when you become a part of Slim, you can be a member of Toastmasters, and also we have the student council, then we have different activities. So why I mentioned is Slim is not only a place to do education, it has different areas. So it's called actually in short the marketing Mahagedara. So what I want to mention is in short, so get the maximum use when we join for a program. You can get involved in our events, then you can take the membership, you can take part in training programs. So you can take the maximum use of these programs. So wish you all the best and wish you and hope that you will finish the program soon and graduate, and stay safe and good luck.
Thank you, Ms. Mihirini, for your endearing words. In order to deliver the guest speaker's address, I would like to invite Mr. Akhil Risni, the Brand Manager Nutrition, Nestle Lanka PLC. Speaking about Mr. Akhil Risni, he is a salient personality who is currently working as the Brand Manager for the premium and super premium infant formula and growing up milk in Nestle Sri Lanka. He joined Nestle as a management trainee for sales and marketing in 2015 and increased his responsibility of brand management with the Nestle nutrition business. In 2018, he moved to Nestle India and under his leadership launched the first organic infant and toddler cereal range in a record time, building from scratch the entire value chain. He then moved to the Nestle headquarters in Switzerland in 2020 as the global innovation leader for meals and drinks in nutrition strategic business unit, where he developed with success the strategic foundation of the plant-based platform and spearheaded the development of several key global innovation projects. Mr. Akhil, the platform is all yours.
Thank you very much, Lochana, for that introduction. And let me probably just start off by thanking all of you, and thank you very much for having me today as part of your open day. Over the next 20 or 25 minutes, the time I've been allocated, I'd like to share with you a couple of my thoughts and a few things that might be interesting. So just let me know, Lochana, when you see my screen.
Yeah, we can see your screen.
Fantastic, super. Okay, so good afternoon to everybody here on the call and all of you attending this session today. So when Rusiru and Isuru reached out to me, they told me to be a part of this and said we would like to talk. We would like you to talk to a couple of potential students on this open day. And when I asked them what it was exactly about, they said it's about branding. So I did some thought and I thought, what is it that I can share with you on branding? And let me tell you, I mean, I'm no expert in branding. I'm no guru in marketing, but what I can share with you is across my last almost 7 years of corporate experience where I have been involved in multiple brands. And as Lochana mentioned, I mean, in my tenure with Nestle over the last 6 years, I have managed to kind of work in quite a large market, handling a portfolio in India. And then my last assignment in the Nestle headquarters with Nestle, where I was a global innovation lead, again, working in the nutrition business, driving some global strategic projects. So I thought, let me take all of that and maybe share some thoughts which might be interesting for all of you. So when you take branding, I think the first thing is you might have multiple textbook definitions, but I just defined it as in a simple way to how I see what branding is and what marketing is. So What branding means is basically is who you are and what you stand for. So this could be on a personal level, and if you take a brand in a corporate, I mean, it is what the brand stands for. What is the brand's mission? What is the values, and where does it want to be? Marketing, if I am to define what marketing means, is basically how you do what you want to do for who you are. So if I break that up, how you do part is the whole processes, the kind of theories, the way you do things, the activities of what you want to do. What you want to do means your objectives of various levels in the organization at a personal level, etc. And this links back to for who you are, which is how I described what branding is basically all your activities and what you do in marketing has to remain true to who your true brand personality is. So I mean, this is how I see it, and it's very oversimplified and super simple, and how I would like to take it. And this is something which is important when you think of what is branding and what is marketing. Branding is who you are and what you stand for, and marketing is how you do what you want to do for who you are. So this is how I see it now. What you see on screen is as a some of you in the audience might be well seasoned, experienced marketeers, maybe brand builders, maybe in different industries, and you want to kind of get an exposure on how brands or marketing works, because that's what this whole program is about. What you see on screen are some of the brands which I have worked on and which I'm going to take an example for. So you see brand Cerelac, Gerber, and Nan. So in Nestle, the company I represent, we have 36 billionaire brands, so billion-dollar brands. And out of this, these are the three brands I have got the privilege and opportunity to work for. And I would like to share a couple of things taking this brand Cerelac. So again, like I said, branding could be in various levels. Your brand could be $1 million brand, it could be 100,000 brand, but the principles of what branding and marketing and the foundation would always remain the same, but it's only going to be about how you apply the different things and how you kind of take it forward. So before I jump into that, maybe some of you might not know, but since I'm going to take my example on this brand Cerelac, I thought I'd share with you a little bit about how Nestle started. Maybe some of you are aware, but for those of you who don't, great. So 150 years ago, when child mortality was very high in Europe, like 1 in 4 babies were kind of dying. And this was the time when science was beginning to understand the link between malnutrition and healthy growth. So this guy who you see on screen, Henri Nestle, was the visionary person who began to look for this nutrition solution to reduce child mortality. And this was the birth of Nestle, which we talk about today as a multinational. Now, this particular product in 1860, the latest nutritional science and technology, he created the first nutrition meal for infants. And it is this meal, you know, at that point, back in the day in 1860, when he sourced the best ingredients, and at that point of time, it's why Nestle is a Swiss company, because he was from Switzerland. I mean, it was using the same day fresh milk. He would use that to make the product and ensure that the quality and hygiene was way above what was being provided at that point of time. And then in 1867 is when he officially called it Farine Lactée, which was the product which we today know as Cerelac. Now, this is not a brand like which you see like a Nike or a Milo, etc. For those of you who are parents or mothers or fathers or been close in this category, you would know this brand. But hence, I thought why it might be interesting to share something on Cerelac with you. So today, infant cereals are present in more than 156 countries, and at that point of time, in 1874, it was spread across to 18 countries. And in 1943 is when this Farine Lactée product was branded. Nestle launched different brands where they had Cerelac, where we have something called Mucilon, which is the equivalent in Brazil, and we have Nestum, which is present in a lot of markets. So why am I telling you all of this? Why am I sharing you this history? Because I think it's important to understand, like I told you, branding stands for who you are and what you're made of. So when you take a brand, and this brand I'm talking about, Cerelac, it is a 150-year-old brand which has gone through, which has a huge amount of heritage and history. And I wanted to show you all these dotted lines and the journey that this brand has gone through, so that you will understand today when you are working on a brand which is 150 years old. I mean, there's a lot that needs to be adhered to, and this brand would have evolved across and stands for something which is embedded and ingrained in consumers for generations over the years. So it's important to understand that different brands will have different maturity cycles. But what I'm going to share with you as an example, or I thought as a case study, is going to be on this brand Cerelac. So uh, as Lochana mentioned, I think one of the fondest parts of my short career in the last couple of years was when I was in India. So in India, I was given the responsibility of handling the Cerelac portfolio, which for as a brand manager over there, and I was given an additional task of launching an organic infant cereal under the Cerelac brand. Now, what I'm going to share with you through this journey or through this particular experience of mine is the different things that went into play from a marketing aspect and the things we needed to keep in mind from a branding aspect for such a brand, so that you'll be able to kind of connect the dots and see how it made sense. So this task was given to me and said, Akhil, we need to launch organic under Cerelac. We have 2 years. I mean, we need to do it now. So now, how do you kind of go about it? I mean, textbook theory will tell you, yes, you need to analyze your market, do a competitive landscape understanding, a whole bunch of things. And how we looked at it is, you need to understand whenever you're going to do innovation, whenever you're trying to launch a new product, you need to understand the category context first. So what you first pick out are the trends, and these trends, if you look at trends, yes, trends could be something that is happening today. It could be something that's happening in this month. It could be something that's happening in this year. So in this case, this whole organic was not new in 2019. It was clearly something that is very mature in the eastern part of the world, in Europe and of course in the US. But in India, in Southeast Asia, organic as a segment in all categories was at different levels of maturity. So when I was given this task, when I kind of looked at the market, this was how it looked to me. So for example, what you see on my screen was, this was the total food and beverage industry size and the tonnage and the growth. And then what you see here is the organic food and beverage industry size. So the 2000 billion food and beverage category was 2 billion in organic. And if you look at the growth, it was growing at double digit, very strong 21%. If you looked at the baby food, which was my portfolio I was handling on Cerelac, was a 19 billion Indian rupee business, and we were selling about 38,000 tons. And when I looked at what the market had in terms of organic baby food, it was 100 million Indian rupee market and approximately 100 tons, but growing at 32%. Now, before I was given this task, there were many people before me in the last maybe 3, 4, 5 years prior to me who had organic as a project and always had been in the innovation pipeline. But however much they had tried to put the project forward, the market was not ready and was not mature enough to launch in this particular segment. So when I looked at it, for me, the data looked like we have a small size today in my particular segment, but in the organic food and beverage segment, 2 billion was quite decent. And when I looked at the representation geography wise, it was quite substantial. And you would find at least 1 in 20 to 25 in the urban cities kind of aware of organic and knew what it was. So this was enough confidence to me that there was clearly now an opportunity that could work if we did go into organic. We went deeper to understand what is the actual consumer need for this. So we looked at Google stats and Google data, and this showed us that on an average, we had like 4.2 million searches coming for a month for the word organic, which was huge. I mean, 4 million searches is quite a decent number. When we looked at organic baby food, because that's the category which I wanted to launch in, we saw that about 25% of the searches of that 4.2 million was specific to organic baby food. So which translated to about 1 million searches a month, which was a substantial amount, given that the market Nielsen was showing us was 100 million or 100-ton category. So again, confidence that clearly there is a strong need, and data is showing us that consumers are looking for organic, and there was a few players in the market. Now, Then I come to my third thing: who's in the market and what is the price point like? Now, in the market at that point of time, there was this company called Pristine First Bites, which was a company present in a few towns in certain geographies in India, more in the south part of India. And then you had a few startups, and one what I've shown on the screen is Slurp Farm, which was a typical, started by two mothers for my child, etc., etc., and was a cereal that was organic and in the market. And then, of course, you had your whole imported market, which comes in through your Grey Channel, which was Gerber, which is also one of our brands, selling in certain specific outlets. And as you can see, the price point from a price index was at about 150 to 300 with these other local players. And then the imported guys were at about a 500% price point. Now, all of this was important because always remember, whatever you do, I mean, you will talk all of that when you come to talk about marketing and brand building. Your basics of the 4 Ps or 7 Ps remain. So this was an important point for us to understand. How do I price and what is competitor pricing it like? Then, just because competition is in the market, what's the big deal of us launching? I mean, are we going to be a Me Too? So that's where we also wanted to make sure that, look, we are the category. So probably I didn't mention this, but given our 150 years of expertise in this category, in pretty much 98 or 99% of the markets, we are the market leaders with more than 90% market share. And in some markets, we even go up to 100%. There are a few local players and some few players in a few markets of multinationals, but our category generally in baby food is very, very strong market leadership by Nestle. So when we looked at this, we analyzed their products, and we were also thinking, okay, how does organic, what's the difference? So then we realized that this competition had organic products which were only 65% organic ingredients in it. So which means that 65% had organic ingredients and another 30% had non-organic ingredients. So we said, okay, if we are going to do this, we are the pioneers in this category. Let's strive for 100%. And then practically when we looked and studied the regulations and the organic guidance, what we had, you have to target at least 95% to be able to make certain claims, which makes it truly 100% organic. So this was the target. And from a 4P point of view, from a product, it was clear that one of the attributes was to ensure that we have a 95% plus organic ingredient product, which will then be well above and better than what competition existed in the market. And the last point for us was in the market at that point of time, there was no big FMCG player. And just to give you context, India is the largest market for Nestle globally for infant cereals in terms of value. And Brazil is the largest market for Nestle in infant cereals in terms of volume. So like this is one of the biggest markets for Nestle, and clearly there was no FMCG player. So this was our understanding of the market before we even started getting our feet dry, I would say. Then came the second point. So now you have 100 million or 100-ton opportunity, which is organic consumers. But if you are to go and launch an organic product, I mean, what is your source of business? Is it just this 100 million, or is there more consumers? Now, again, you will have various different models which you will study through your course, or some of you would already know of how you kind of understand source of business. So for us, it was clear that this organic segment definitely would be one source of business. And the second one would be our current existing infant cereal users in India. Now, let me come to that. So in India, for infant cereals, we had a penetration of 47%. Now, 47 penetration means if you have 100 mothers with babies in the country, 47 of those mothers are already consuming our product. And the reasons of why they consume our product is what you see in the points 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the child is a fussy eater, therefore I give him this Cerelac infant cereal. It's convenient for me. I'm working whenever we go out, variety. And then, of course, it's something which is endorsed by my friends, the doctors, etc. But the more important thing is the non-users. Now we have 53% of the people, we had 53% of the people who are not interested in this category. And the biggest concern or barrier for them was because they thought infant cereals by Cerelac, etc., was not natural and contains preservatives. So 42% of this 53% who are not in our category didn't want to come into the category because they thought, no, this is artificial, does not contain preservatives. Now, just as a for your information, none of the products, I mean, infant cereal products have any preservatives or contain any artificial preservatives or flavors, etc. So this is a misconception, and it's a challenge or a barrier for our category. Now, for us, this was that other segment apart from that true organic consumers who we needed to tap into from the larger base of our existing consumer. Now, the next step was, okay, what the hell do the Indian consumers understand by organic? So we did another research to understand what is their perception. So for them, organic means safe food. It's naturally grown and free from preservatives. So we truly went, while we had a category understanding, we could see an opportunity. We even went deeper to organic users, non-organic users, to truly understand deeply what the hell they understood by this organic. And for them, this word cloud, what you see on screen, are some of the answers that came out, which was very strong to what we were also kind of assuming. So unprocessed, natural, no pesticides, no chemicals, etc. And costly, of course. Our next step was, okay, today we have in the market infant cereal, which exists in the market. And then you have home cooked food, which is what mothers or parents give children at that point of time. And the circle you see in the middle is what their perception of organic packaged infant cereal should be. So they said it should borrow some codes of regular packaged infant cereal, because, for example, we are moving with the times. It has traditional nutritive and innovative recipes. It should have shorter shelf life. Not sure if it should be tasty. And then it should borrow from the codes of homemade food, which is the fact that it's unprocessed, it's wholesome, it's authentic, it's safer, and less or no chemicals. So this was what consumers wanted. They said, you have home food, you have regular infant cereal today. Organic should borrow a bit from both, and that perfect combination is what we expect or what we would like to see in an organic cereal. Now, that was the starting point, and for us, in anything, as a marketeer, as a brand builder, in whatever you do, before you jump in and start launching a project or launching a new product, you need to understand all of this very, very deeply. And this was some of the very extensive understanding we did until this point to kick off this project. Now, we started off this project, and to launch, we faced a huge number of challenges, guys. The first thing is we said, okay, now we need organic raw materials to make this. So when we went to our procurement team and said, look, we need this, and this. Of course, we want to make a great product. So we need mango, we need sugar, we need milk, we need this, etc. And everything has to be organic. Unfortunately, I mean, to the Nestle system in Nestle India at that point of time, we had not launched a single organic product. And for them, it was completely new. They said, we have no clue, we have no vendors. So we said, okay, fine, let's work upstream, work with our suppliers and find out what we have. What are the organic? You cannot say that there's no organic producers, because clearly you have other staples and other categories selling organic. So the challenge was, let's find who's selling organic material or ingredients or raw material, and let's make our recipes from that. That was one way we looked at it. While we had made the perfect recipe saying we want X, Y, Z, this berry, that berry, and everything, but then we said, okay, the reality is this. So let's look at what we have and make our recipe from that. Number two is milk. Some of you, I don't know if any of you have worked closely on launching or on an organic project when it comes to food, but it was a nightmare, guys. There was no organic milk at that point of time that was meeting Nestle standards. And now when I say Nestle standards, you must understand, of course, all these multinationals and all these companies, we talk so highly of the different quality and standards we uphold too. But when it comes to our category, when I say our category, which is for infants and toddlers, you're talking of children from birth to about 5 years, the standards are even more stricter, and we could not find milk at all. So we had to work with farmers across. I mean, there had been some work that had started, but actually work with organic farmers to kind of work with them closely to build up their farms to a level that they could produce organic milk. So it was not like you could take any farmer who was doing normal regular farming and then say, okay, come, let's now do organic milk. It didn't work that way. You had to have a plot of land that had been untouched with any artificial fertilizers or anything artificial into it, and it had to be completely untouched. And this was something else. So I'm just going to run through this, but some of the challenges we faced. Nobody knew how the hell to launch organic. So see, why I'm sharing this with you is as you will work in your respective fields, be it marketing, be it whatever, these are some of the challenges you have. And in this particular case, we were taking it as it came to us. So nobody had a clue how to get our factory certified. We also had to work with all the suppliers we worked with and work with the authorities to get them organic certified, because before we can produce a product in our factory, we had to ensure that A, B, C, D, all suppliers were organic certified, our factory facilities certified, and then we can launch a product that we could say is organic. Now, this was something else, something also which we worked and somehow managed to get through. Licensing had to be done. We worked on that. I'm sharing all of this so that you understand the kind of process that went through. And then just before we launched, there was this is something which we see very commonly even in our country. I'm not sure how many of you are aware of, but there was this recent gazette that was released in the country here for the inclusion of plastic identification code. It's to all industries, and everybody is running all over town because we are asked to now place the plastic identification code based on the material you have on any plastic material you have. So regulations can come, and this is something which came to us in this project just before we had 3 months before we took our first production. They said all pesticide parameters had been re-looked at and had to be reanalyzed. Guys, so when you had taken your initial trials, you had done some production, you knew that it was stable, we had to do the whole thing all over again. These are things you expect, and these are things that happen in the environment, and we have to be ready for. Because when a regulatory change comes your way, it's a regulation, and it is only legal that you follow it, because otherwise you're going to be uncompliant. And then the last thing, so we got all of this sorted out, and then we went into packaging. And we wanted to make sure that the packaging was, was something that stood out, was different, etc. And then we realized, bloody hell, even the packaging had to be organic certified. So we asked them, what the hell does organic certified packaging mean? So what it meant was that the inks and the different resins and materials that were being used on the packaging also had to be within the approved list by the organic body. So this was another thing. So as you can see, for this particular new launch or an innovation or a project, these were some of the challenges or the journey or the hurdles we had to overcome to come to production. And then comes our factory part. So we realized that in order to take a production in a factory, you had to do a complete deep cleaning for 24 hours. You had to use a different set of cleaning tools, not the regular ones you use. You had to change your filters online every time you did a production. You had to take stock maintenance of organic separate, non-organic separate. There had to be complete segregation. So again, it didn't just stop at the raw materials. Even in our factory, even just before production, all of this had to be in line. And this was something we documented, guys, when we produced our first log sheet, our first roller dry run, our first production team. And then, of course, this was the birth of organic in the market. Now, I shared with you all these challenges, all these different things of the journey to understand that all of this was ultimately to deliver this outstanding, excellent product. Now, as a marketeer or as a brand builder, one thing is, of course, you take your 4 Ps. I'm going to stick to that because this for me is the fundamentals. So we had worked extensively to try and get our product right. Now, from a pricing point of view, what we did realize was that, yes, 150 to 300% was the price index. So what do we price this? So now you will have 100 different pricing strategies and theories you learned. So for us, it was simple. Of course, you have the benchmark of pricing that we are the category for, which is our non-organic cereals in the market. And then you have the organic small players, and you have organic in the other segments, in the other categories. So when we looked at organic in the other categories, we noticed that the price point or the pricing strategy was twofold. So for example, if a kilo of organic flour was selling at 50 rupees, the organic wheat flour would sell at 100 rupees. So clearly every raw material was 2 times the price. And when we were producing this product also, we saw 2 times the price of the ingredients we were sourcing versus the non-organic. So for us, from a pricing point of view, it was clear that if we didn't charge anything above 1.5 times the normal non-organic version of this cereal, consumers would not think it's organic. So this was also something that came to us in the studies we did. If we did price it, let's say the regular one is priced at 200 rupees and this is priced at 220, consumers are going to be like, I don't trust this product if it's truly organic, whether it is authentic. So we actually went into a price point of 1.5 times at launch. And of course, we adjusted the grammage, etc., to manage it. But just giving you some idea on how we worked on the pricing for this particular product. Now comes the important part. You've worked on an amazing product part of it. You've got your price. Now, what's going to happen to your whole place and promotion? Now, in this business, I'd like to share some insight with you. We are governed by the by the WHO code, where we are not allowed to advertise a product directly to infants because, of course, they don't understand it and there's a whole code for it. But number two is any product which is targeted at a consumer who's less than 1 year, we are not allowed to do any above the line communication, which is why in the market we have a different brand called Serigro. So in this category, we operate in two ways. We communicate to mothers and we communicate to doctors and what we call healthcare professionals. So now the question was, today in the market, you are the category, you are the market leader in India with Cerelac. You are launching an organic version of it. How are you going to communicate and what are you going to communicate on? So to take a step back and give you some insight is with the non-organic infant cereal, it's all about saying this is a nutrient dense bowl of nutrition that you could feed your child that gives him the nutrition to fill up with all the other meals and milk the child has for the day. So that's how that's positioned. So it's a nutrient dense bowl meant for your child. Now, when you take organic, the question is organic actually more nutritious? If you ask me, no. Is it nutritionally better? Answer is no. Is it equal? Answer is yes. So for us, we understood that, okay, if we are going to communicate to mothers on this organic communication on this product, clearly the nutrition part should not demean the other, because if you start communicating to consumers that organic is the best, this is the gold standard, this is better than the other, we are going to cannibalize and ruin our own rest of the portfolio, which we are the category. So the whole thinking here was we went through a lot of discussion. We had a couple of workshop insights, understood who this true organic consumer is. And what we realized is this mother is actually a very, I would call her a very a mother who we could call her a striving researcher. So she's someone who does her research. She knows what she wants. She likes to try. She can afford all the high-end brands. However, she's looking for authenticity and not just lavishly spending on a brand for the sake of spending. So we worked on this beautiful communication thought, guys, of merging the two worlds of a mother's world and an organic world. And this is how we kind of how the whole idea sparked on the kind of communication we wanted to build across. And let me share with you the film that we kind of worked on at that point of time.
वो परवरिश जिसमें अपनी नेचुरल स्पीड से बढ़ने दें, बस वही तो है ऑर्गेनिक, जहां सब अपनी नेचुरल स्पीड से बढ़ता है बिना जल्दबाजी। माँ पे पहला हक किसका है? बच्चे का है। तो वो माँ क्या खुशी खुशी दूध देगी जिसका लाडला भूखा है। दुलार करना है, देखभाल करनी है, बस छेड़छाड़ नहीं करनी है। जैसी आपकी परवरिश बिल्कुल वैसा ही तो है ऑर्गेनिक। और इसी 100% ऑर्गेनिक व्हीट, रागी और मिल्क से बनता है नेस्ले सेरिग्रो ऑर्गेनिक सिलेक्शन। सेरिग्रो का पोषण, ऑर्गेनिक की तसल्ली।
Nestle, good food, good life.
Okay, so that was the whole thinking behind the thing, to say the same way that you let your child or the way you let your child grow is the same way our farmers take care into what they do. Because if you understood the kind of challenge, the hurdles we had to launch this product, it was all about ensuring that compliance, the nothing being added to it, making sure it was within the parameters, etc. So it was a lot of care and effort that was going into these raw materials that was ultimately getting that was going into our organic finished product. And this was the communication story which we take, because remember guys, in marketing your product can be fantastic, your price can be great, but it's also important to have your place and promotion correctly, to have a proper marketing mix. And these were some of the key visuals how we communicated to consumers on the same way a mother looks at it is how a farmer looks at it, and some couple of key shots. We went across the entire consumer ecosystem. I know I'm short of time, but I'll wrap up. On the whole, on the website, like the entire thing, we just took it full on. We even went out with a sorry about that, with a YouTube masthead, which is where for one day we owned you guys know what a masthead is, the video you see whenever you open YouTube, which you cannot kind of skip, and it's at the top of your screen, be it on mobile or be it on a desktop. And we took this for a year. It's an expensive property, but to drive awareness and at a launch, I mean, we had a reach of almost 15-16 million people across, and some etc. Now that was the mother part. The last part, which we, or not the last part, the other part was, how do we do this with doctors? What's the communication going to be to doctor? Because doctor knows this non-organic product nutrition is equal, organic is also equal. So it was not about saying this product is more superior in nutrition, but it's about saying the care that goes into this organic is more than what is in that. And we did something similar of merging the two worlds, the doctor's world and the consumer's world. The doctor's world and the farmer's world. And we did a short film for this as well. I mean, I'd love to share this with you.
A child grows happy and healthy under your sincere care. Our farmer also nurtures crops to give a yield that's organic and rare. With moments of affection, you build a healthy bond. When cattle is lovingly reared with the purest of milk, they will respond. While nurturing a child, you ensure nothing artificial comes in the way. The farmer too believes that nature must have her say. It's only when you nurture without any interference that the growth is organic and fine. It is with this conviction that we present to you Nestle Cerelac Organic Selection, made with 100% organic wheat and milk.
Okay, so just sharing with you, and then we even took this to doctors. I mean, given that this packaging was super different to what we had, we even took this communication, talking about our organic expertise, the whole organic story, and then we even took this to trade. So we went specifically out there to make this stand from the rest of the portfolio and show that there's something different, because clearly we were the first in the Nestle world globally for Cerelac and Cerigro, and in India we were the first. We also customized a specific or a special e-commerce kit, which went out with a ceramic bowl, because the bowl of assurance is what the whole promise was, and in this case it was the organic promise which we took. Of course, guys, you have to have a wonderful team. I mean, while I led this project, this was the team which I always share with. I mean, fantastic team I worked with. My key takeaways are as follows. Let me wrap up. Most important thing in whatever you will do, I mean, as individually and as a brand owner or a manager or a marketeer, always know yourself and know your brand. Know what your values, what your brand stands for. Always understand your consumer deeply. This cannot be said enough, but consumer should always remain at the core of everything. I mean, we are trying to delight consumers at the end of the day as marketeers. So the deeper you understand them, the better. Stick to your basics, your 4Ps, your 7Ps. Always do a sense check. Are we answering that? Because many a times when we are engrossed in different activities, different parts of work, we can tend to overlook or oversee some things, but always go back to that and stick to that and remember that. Fail fast and learn from it, because this is something which you will come across as you work in your respective industries, fields. Failing is normal, but just fail fast and learn from it and move forward, because that's the way to go about it. And last but not least, guys, people are the people who make things happen. Without people, nothing can be possible. We don't live in a world that is completely digital or artificial or whatever you may call it. So remember, people are what make things happen. Appreciate people, respect people, and I mean, you guys will go a long way. So this is what I wanted to share with you for this short time. I think I'm up with my time. So thank you very much.
Hello. Mr. Hello, Mr. Akil.
Yes, Lochana.
Okay. Thank you very much for your insightful message on the industry, and I believe that it would be very beneficial for everyone who has been present here today.
Thank you. Thanks.
In order to present another guest address and give an insightful outlook on your academic journey, let me invite Mr. Chaturanga Ganegoda, a renowned lecturer at SLIM. Speaking about Mr. Chatura, is a sales marketing professional of over 10 years of experience with the background in mathematics, physics, computer science. He's an experienced professional in global e-commerce and partnership marketing in modern retail, and currently pursuing his career in capacity of head customer development excellency in Unilever Sri Lanka. Prior to this position, he was the marketing manager for global e-commerce and strategic partnership for Unilever International. Chatura is currently reading his MSc in digital marketing and possesses his master's degree in the business administration from University of Colombo and bachelor's degree from University of Sri Jawadhanapura, while securing his marketing knowledge from CIM UK. Chatura firmly believes in the power of communication to develop minds, personalities of youth in Sri Lanka, and he believes that it is important to focus in uplifting standards of the youth in Sri Lanka to bridge the skill gap in the corporate world. With his purpose statement known to lead the world with new dimensions, he has been doing sessions with local undergraduates covering many government universities such as the University of Colombo, the University of Sri Jawadhanapura, the University of Kelaniya, and the University of Eastern University. With that being said, let me invite Mr. Chatura to take over this session.
Thank you very much, Lochana. Thank you very much for that introduction. So, Akil, that was a great presentation done by you for the audience, because you talk about not only Sri Lanka marketing, you spoke about the global marketing as well, an entire journey. I'm sure that must have inspired our students, those who are about to start a great coursework with SLIM. So, hi guys, like Lochana introduced, I am Chatura Ganegoda. I will be one of your lecturers in this particular course, which we called Strategic Brand Management, Diploma in Strategic Brand Management. And like Mihirini highlighted during her speech, language should not be a barrier for any of our marketing. Why? We are doing sales and marketing for Sri Lankans. So when we do sales and marketing for Sri Lankans, guys, our main language is not English. It's Sinhala. Then Tamil. Third language, yeah, it could be English. So when we do this course, when we are engaged in this particular course, language should not be a barrier at all. That is the number one thing which I want to highlight as well, just like Mirini highlighted. So let's understand little things about this course, why this course is important, why people are gathering around this particular course, what is so big about this particular coursework, right? So if I just give you the theoretical background, the Diploma in Strategic Brand Management is suitable for marketing brand-oriented candidates seeking to acquire specific competencies to differentiate themselves from the rest. This program would appeal to those already in the marketing or brand management area intended to enhance their skills in brand management. So the DSBM, it's a unique program, guys. Make a harima program because it offers not only theoretical framework. Classes it is not only theory we are talking about. There are a lot of practical parts coming into the action. So if we really look at this program structure, this particular DSBM program structure, guys, is in either 4 modules. 4 key modules are there. Number 1, Introduction to Marketing, which is about 28-hour course. Entire course again, then comes the brand planning, where I am going to be your lecturer for that, where we are spending around 64 hours, 39% of the coursework. Third module, Strategic Implications in Branding. This is about 36 hours, 22% spent from the coursework. Finally, Managing Brand Over Time, 36-hour coursework with 22% of weightage. Now, why are we learning about all these 4 modules, guys? What is so important about it? Especially for those who are starting from today onwards. Remember, Akhil highlighted it really well. This subject should not be a subject where you guys come, sit for the virtual meeting, Hamadama Sensura the virtual session. Right, lecture කෙනෙක් එහා පැත්තේ ඉඳන් laptop එක එහා පැත්තේ ඉඳන් කියවනවා මම අහන් ඉන්නවා පොතේ ලියා ගන්නවා යනවා. No, this is not something like that. Don't put the entire knowledge which you are gathered here for this book which you are getting. For handbook කියලා දේවල් ටිකක් Slim will be sharing with you. Download it, just go through it. Remember, this is a very practical, very practical coursework. All the elements Akhil highlighted during their brand launch, we are doing here. You will be getting the hands-on experience on all these aspects. That is the beauty of this coursework, guys. When subjects wage exam එක ලියලා assignment එකක් කියලා මේක pass වෙන්නේ නැහැ. You will be working in your subgroups, developing your network. You will be launching your own brand. You will be carrying out all the practical analysis. You will be having your entire campaign plan, media plan on your own for the brand you have selected, and you are going to launch it by your own. Launch කරන්නේ මේ theory එකේ නෙමෙයි, assignment එකේ නෙමෙයි, practically, physically you are going to launch it in an outlet, maybe in some other area. So that is the beauty of this coursework, guys. මේ වගේ coursework මේ වගේ experience I honestly don't think any of the other institute offer. Only Marketing Mahagedara can offer such an experience because Slim is involved with lots of stakeholders. Right? It's a big ecosystem. So Slim can deliver that experience to you guys. So as I highlighted before, in the first one, we are going to talk about marketing. It's like the introduction for marketing. What is STP? What is marketing mix? If you can recall what Akhil said, he was talking about 4P, 7P, yeah. Then marketing research, understanding customer, consumer, structural elements. Now then we are moving on to the brand planning part. Where we are talking about branding, how to create a brand, what is the equity, what are this media planning, how to get the brand strategy, how to plan, how to do budgeting, what is a P&L, what is a sales forecasting. Right, all these factors will be discussed. Then we are coming for the module 3, which is the strategic side of it. Right, what are these brand values? What are these brand personalities? What do we understand brand reflection? All these factors will be discussed there under module 3. Finally, you will be discussing the managing brand over time. How to manage the brand during the timeline, right? In the product life cycle period. What are the actions? How to improve the portfolio? How to handle name changes? How to turn around brands, right? How to move away from the current markets? How can we be more creative? What is the role of a brand manager? So those are the elements, guys, we are going to discuss in this particular session. So by now, you must have understood this is not only, we are not only talking about a theory, right? Remember, this is, so now some of you guys must be, thinking. So make lakunu denne kohamad, because this is a course, no lakunu denne pass venno, right? So guys, we have 3 kinds of evaluations. Number 1, the exam, stage 1 exam, where you get 100 marks. Then you have the stage 2 exam. These are written exams, 100 marks, which gets almost 60%. Then here comes the integrated learning experience, where you're going to launch this brand on your own. Again, it gives 40%, right? So there are written examinations, there are question papers, finally there are ILEs, integrated learning experience, where you're talking about brand plan, launch, post evaluation, project report, everything. So that's how we are going to evaluate you. See, that is the beauty of this entire coursework. And if you score less than 49, you will fail. But if you score more than 49, right? If you really follow the coursework, if you follow what we say, what the lecturers say, failing is the hard thing to do. You will pass. You will love this coursework, because this is not only about, theory. It is not only about Philip Kotler or his theories or marketing theories. It is about launching a brand to Sri Lankans, understanding our consumers, customers in Sri Lanka. Opadupa hoyanna thamai me brand ekේ තියෙන්නේ, guys. These are professional opadupa. Right? What do they like? What do they do? What is their behavior? What do they watch? What do they do during their leisure times? What are the demographics? What are the geographical characteristics? It's a very interesting subject, guys. You will not only learn about a subject, you will learn about a whole lot of new things about the world economics, world politics, Sri Lankan economics, Sri Lankan politics. How can a change in the pestle factor can impact your brand? How can you be a brand manager who foresee the future? A brand manager who understand, who do research always and figure out, future opportunities, new need spaces. All these factors will be considered, guys. You will get the, experience when you do this session, when you do this DSBM module. So that's about it from me. Looking forward to see all of you guys from today onwards. Participate, learn, practice, read, interact, right? And try to bring more and more knowledge to the day, to the coursework, guys. That's how you can succeed in this. So I'm looking forward to see all of you during the module 2, which is, I think, probably will start in November. All the best, guys. Cheers.
Thank you, Mr. Chatura, for your endearing message. Ladies and gentlemen, now we have almost come to the conclusion of the DSBM program conducted by the SLIM. In order to deliver a brief introduction about your journey ahead, let me invite Mr. Pawan Hettiarachige, the manager of SLIM Business School, to address this virtual space and deliver the vote of thanks.
Lochana, thank you very much, and good afternoon all. It gives me great pleasure that you have taken a very good decision. It gives me great pleasure to witness that you have taken a very good decision to learn brand marketing from the best place in Sri Lanka, the SLIM, the national body for marketing in Sri Lanka. And if I am to introduce myself, I am Pawan Hettiarachige, Manager in Business School. And in my presentation, I will elaborate the more details about the content and the assessment criteria and the registration process. And our lecturer, Mr. Chatura Ganegoda, as the lecturer point of view, and he has given a wonderful explanation about the program. And thank you very much, Mr. Chatura. And it makes my task easier. So let's move on to the presentation. Basically, the program will be ideal for the marketing and branding oriented candidates, and this is a part-time program, the 12 months, and all the classes will be held on Sunday evening from 2 p.m. onwards. And this is the intended learning outcomes. At the end of the program, you will be able to gain a sound knowledge of theories and applications of brand marketing from functional level to strategic level in brand building process, and the essential competencies of brand building process, and especially on the abilities to design and manage branding exercises in different contexts. So the confidence in building, measuring, and managing brand equity in your career. So entry criteria, you can see in the screen now, there are multiple entries to enroll for the program, O-level and the A-level category. And also if you have graduate from the local law international university, yes, you can enroll for this specialized marketing program. And also from the professional qualification category, TCM, PhD, PEN DSM, yes, they are the programs conducted by the SLIM. And also any other recognized marketing qualification with 1 year experience, yes, you are allowed to enroll for the program. And also apart from the O-level, A-level and the graduate professional qualification categories, you may enroll for the program based on your work experience. So if you have more than 5 years working experience, especially in the branding sector, yes, you can enroll for this DSBM program. And this is the documents which you need to submit at the point of registration. So you can submit the soft copies, your photograph, NIC, and the education certificate copies and the work experience letters. The last 2 points will depend on your entry criteria. So we kindly request from all these students, those who have submitted when you are going to enroll for the program, please submit those documents at the point of registration. So at the point of registration, every student will be issued a unique registration number. So this number will have to be coded in all corresponding with the institute. So this unique number includes the 10 digits. So it's very important to remember your registration number. For example, when you are facing in the examination or when you are making the balance payment, everything you have to be done with the examination, the registration number. And this is important. The program structure is very correctly elaborated by the lecturer, Mr. Chatura. So there will be 2 stages, 2 main pillars. The stage 1 is coming under module 1 and 2 is coming under stage 1, introduction to marketing and the brand planning. And stage 2, module 3 is strategic implementation in branding, and the final module is managing brands over time. So module 1 and 2 coming under stage 1 and module 3 and 4 coming under stage 2. Here you can see we have given more weightage towards the brand planning, because that particular module will include the activities of the ILE project, Integrated Learning Experience. So I will explain what is ILE so in my next slide. And before moving to the next slides, I would like to share with you the class schedule. Here you can see the class schedule for this DSBM 221 intake, and this is the final intake for this year, and we have successfully started the first intake for this year. And from today is 2nd October, and we are commencing the coaching session from next Saturday onwards. Introduction to marketing is the first module, and the module 2 is brand planning. And here then after completing the module 1 and module 2, you will have to face an examination, and it will be on 30th April on next year. And before you move into the final examination, we have arranged the 2 revision sessions. based on the what you have learned from module 1 and module 2. And this is the class schedule for module 3 and 4. Module 3 is strategic implications in branding, and final module is managing brands over time. So your final examination will be on next year, 10th September. And here actually we have mentioned the important deadline for integrated learning experience as well. So this is the program handbook for DSBM program. So I kindly request from all the students to refer the program handbook before attending the first coaching session, because this program handbook will include all the important details. It may be the content or the detailed outline for syllabus and the assessment criteria, and also the assignment guidelines. All the details we have mentioned in the program handbook. So it's very important to refer the program handbook at the very beginning to continue this program without any hassle. So let's move on to my presentation. So next part is very important because ILE, integrated learning experience. අපි බලමු මොකද්ද මේ ILE කියන්නේ කියලා. This is one of the unique feature is available in our program, DSBM program. So integrated learning experience refers to the practical approach in launching a brand. So the purpose of this project is to incorporate the concepts learned in class to a real product. So I will give a brief introduction to the ILE, and to conduct the project, so students will be grouped into a minimum of 8 and minimum of 5 members per group. So that's the point number 1. And so what their responsibilities: form a brand into a given context and launch it subsequently. Importantly, each student requires presenting in person all phases of the project and is expected to be actively involved in the process in order to gain marks. So this is actually group activity. So after completing the module 1, then Slim will be grouping into the different groups. So the group leader is there, and the most important factor is your commitment and your dedication towards this project. And the group leader should lead the team, and every other member should contribute each and every segment of this particular project. So we at SIM, we are strictly monitoring individuals' efforts, and we are giving marks for individual efforts also. So at the end of the day, as a team, you need to present to the judge panel and manage and launch the brand accordingly. So there are 4 phases. ILE has 4 the key levels of evaluation. So students need to go through each level in order to successfully complete the project. So I will elaborate a few details about it also. Here you can see in the screen as well. So phase 1 is brand plan. So let's see what's coming under brand plan. So here each group is expected to formulate a comprehensive brand plan. So don't worry, lecturer will help you and Slim will help you, but your commitment and your team commitment is very important. So each group is expected to present the brand plan to a panel of judges, and students will be exposed to a boardroom style environment and will be critically questioned on the purpose of each point. So if the brand plan is accepted, the group can proceed to the next level. So what is the next level? The brand launch. That's a very important thing in the ILE. So the phase 2 is brand launch. The brand launch is where the students will experience the real life of the brand launch. So you all must find here, you have to do a lot of practical insights. So actually I heard that the today's guest speaker's message also. So actually if you are a person who is going to be a brand marketer, brand professionals in Sri Lanka, definitely you have to do a lot of practical aspects with the given time frame. So your commitment is very important, your team spirit is very important at this stage. So you all must find sponsors and launch the brand according to the given timelines, and perhaps you all have to find suitable places to launch this brand. Slim will help you and launch the brand, and that place should be selected upon the consent of the crew. So the third phase is post-launch evaluation. So at this level, you all are expected to merge the brand plan with the financial plan. And the final one is the document. The project report is the document record and has to be in the hardbound, and the word count is 5,000 words. So we have the separate document, and we will share with you the guidelines, and also we have already set up the plan to brief you about the important factors of the ILE. So all these things will happen during the classes. So your attendance is very much important for each and every session. And the main objective of these ILE is, and maybe the key learning would be the brand managers have to work according to the timeline and achieve the deadlines, and especially the set objectives under high working pressure. So that's the one of the key learning of these ILE. So you can see in the screen how the past students have done it well. And here actually Slim will support you, and even our lecturers and Mr. Chatura and the lecturers, and even you all can take the support from the previous students. And even actually I know as the manager business school, now the previous students, now they have started their own businesses. So that's the relationship that you all need to continue. So now this is what the previous students have done it. So I will share a video as well. Yeah. So the next point is delivery and the assessment criteria. So delivery actually, due to the current situation, we have planned to conduct all the classes through the online platform, Microsoft Teams, and necessary guidelines will be shared with the registered students before the class commencement. And especially the lecturers will be conducted by the professionals who are in the seniors, especially in the marketing fraternity in Sri Lanka. So now today, Mr. Chatura Ganegoda has joined with us for today's inauguration, and Mr. Chatura is the head of customer development excellence at Unilever Sri Lanka. And the module 1 will be conducted by Mr. Tarakadayas, and he is the director of Essence BTC. And the module 2 will be conducted by Mr. Chatura Ganegoda and Mr. Densil Pereira, and he is the chairman of the Salsal, and mainly Mr. Densil is focusing for the ILE content, and he will give you the necessary support to complete the brand launch. And the module 3 is strategic implications in branding, and it will be conducted by Mr. Kasun Gunaratna, and he is the Assistant Vice President at John Keells Holdings. And the final module will be conducted by Dr. Philip Mulegama, and he is the CEO at Chandana Leper. So this is the panel of lecturers, and they are using the multiply the techniques to deliver the theories, and even your contribution is very important. I heard that Mr. Chatura is telling that not only the listening to the presentations and the lecturers' stories, so you also should participate and actively contribute to the session. So you all can unmute your mic, and even with the consent of the lecturers, you can switch on your cameras, and you can share your views, and you can share your success stories, like that the industry, the experience, and when you are having the experience, so you all can share it with, and so the class sessions will be very interesting. So that's why actually they are telling that the importance of the attendance as well. So Slim is, even though we are conducting the classes through the online platform, we are monitoring the attendance as well. So moving on, the evaluation method, and very important. So you can see in the screen, all candidates are required to sit for the written examination at the end of each stage. So I have told you that the stage 1, module 1 and 2 coming under stage 1, then you have to face for stage 1 exam, and again you have to face for the second stage exam. So the written exam is 3-hour closed book exam, so covering all the modules of each stage. So attendance is mandatory for each examination, and stage 1 the weightage is 30, and stage 2 exam 30, and altogether they are 60, and rest of the marks will be allocated for the ILE, mean the grand plan. So this is the assessment criteria for this particular program, DSBM, and the grading system. And between 50-64, you will be able to obtain a ordinary pass, and between 65-74 years, good pass, and if you have a score more than 75, you will be awarded the merit pass. And also I need to share some important details with you all. So if students are expected to students are expected to inform any changes of their contact details immediately to the respective contact point. So here you can see in the screen, it's Colombo Miss Nitya will be the main contact point for this program. So you all can see her contact details and email address. So definitely you should inform to Miss Nitya to change the personal information. So it may be your mobile number or the email address, because we will share all the details through the email. And also students are expected to check the emails on regular basis, and all important details including the class links will be emailed to you, the email account which you have provided at the point of registration. So that's very important. And moving on, the completion of the program. So students who have successfully completed all the components and the examination assignments will be awarded the diploma in strategic brand management in our annual graduation ceremony. So the details of the graduation ceremony will be notified in writing to all students. And also the students who keen to enroll for PGD program, postgraduate diploma in marketing management, the following 3 modules will be exempted: principles of marketing, influencing consumer behavior, and the managing brands for performance. So main contact point is Nitya Bandara, and his email address is nitya.b@sling.lk, and mobile number is 07033334214. And we are creating an exclusive WhatsApp group for easy and convenient communication, so you all can share with you the learning materials with that also. And from the Slim side, actually we will be issuing the reference reading materials for you all. So we have the recommended reading material for module 1, and again we have a separate reading material for module 2, and the final reading material will be available for module 3 and 4 as well. So these are the informations, and if you need examination visa sheet or the course following letters, you can simply put a request to support@slim.lk along with your registration number and the details, so they will arrange it within the 10 working days. And thank you very much, and this is the information which I need to share with you all today. So now today we are in the open day and the inauguration for DSBM final intake for this year. So we heard the message given by the guest speaker, and we heard the message given by the lecturer, and now you have better understanding about the DSBM program. So please share this information with your colleagues, friends, and ask them to join with this wonderful program, and especially the special marketing program focusing on the brand marketing. So interesting students, they can join for the program. And now we are starting the classes on next Saturday onwards from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. And also we will share the important details. It may be the team's download guidelines and the program handbook, class schedule, and all the details before the next week class commencement. And if you need to register for the program, please contact Mr. Anuka on 070336187. I will repeat it again. If you need to register for the program, please contact Anuka 070336187. So thank you very much. Listen to my presentation. Lochana, over to you again.
Thank you, Mr. Pawan. Before concluding today's Open Day program, I would like to take this opportunity to thank Mr. Akil Risni, the Brand Manager Nutrition, Nestle Lanka PLC, Mr. Chatra Ganegodel, Mr. Pawan Hettiarachige, the Manager of Slim Business School, and Mrs. Mihiri Fonseca, the Deputy General Manager of Business Development of Slim Business School. Thank you everyone for participating, and we wish you the very best in pursuing your DSBM journey. Have a nice day.